Okay, I'm starting that again because I gotta make sure I cut these other people out. I don't have their permission, so I better edit them out. I'm waiting for my edited video and I'll upload it. Yeah. In this one, I'm just fixing these posts to the polystyrene, and then I'll show you. I'll skip to the end so you can see. I'm just gonna skip through. So that's what it would look like. Look at that fat. Look at the fat there. I got rolls in there. I never used that. Even when I was big, I didn't accumulate fat like that. Like, that's mainly because I wasn't injected like that. I used to just eat a lot of food, but this was injected into my body. This is what the baby killers did. They injected all that fat into my. One of them they did through here, through this thing here. I'm pretty sure it's these homos that are the ones doing it, the homo baby killers, because they've been obsessed with my body for ages. Ever since I lost weight, they've just been obsessed with. I'm more obsessed with how my body looks now. Like, I want to show the fat, where before I didn't want to show my body to anyone, not because I was conscious of it, because I didn't want them looking at me. But now I want to show them. Like, I'm obsessed with showing them what they've done. Like the amount of fat they put on my body. Heaps. I'm not that worried about it. It's only when it becomes a hindrance. It's probably not good for my health. But should be able to get rid of it anyway. Like, most of that will mount off. I'm planning to drain some of that because it just feels like shit that's just sitting there. It doesn't feel like how I used to have it. My fat used to be solid. Like, you touch it, it was almost like muscle. It took years to lose it. This shit's like jelly. But I'll get rid of it anyway. I won't really change my diet that much. I'll just get my cardio back up. I think I'll skip to the end now. I'll just skip to the end so I can. So look, I've been practicing some cuts, incisions on my chest, mainly because after they did this injection thing to my armpits, I got all these fat build up around here. So I don't have a syringe at the moment, but I'm going to practice cutting. I might do some cuts later. I'll see how I feel. I've been wanting to do it like how the Africans do their one, the real fast cuts. These ones, I practiced it slow, cutting it slow. I was just going to put heaps of them all over my chest. Heaps of cuts. That one there is like a real light. That's more like a scratch. It's funny because these ones are pretty deep, but this one was like a scratch, and this one actually hurt more than these ones. I think one of my blades must be blunt. And there's a baby in there. There's a baby inside that thing there. It might be in one of those plastic bags. Let's have a look at the boat. I should have did it with the normal camera. So that's what I've done to it. So it used to be up to there, with a V shape. So I've taken it up higher, I've taken it up to here. So instead of it being down here, I've taken it up higher, about another, well that looks like that looks like almost 400. I've taken it up maybe another 200 and a little bit, probably about 300 up to that bit there. The water may still come up to here, like in rough water, but mostly it should stay around, shouldn't come up past there. I mainly did it like that so when I am going through rough water it can still slush through it reasonably well. It looked nicer once I fiberglassed it, and I'll probably chuck some paint on it. So that's what it would look like, the timbers and then the beams running down the middle. Let's watch it. So I just put those there just as pretend beams. They will run all the way down, connecting the two pieces together. They won't be over the top like that. I just didn't have a measuring tape to measure them out properly. So the beams will run down and connect the two polystyrenes together. I wasn't sure if that timber was 100 or not, because the timbers I'm going to put on there are 100 by 50, the beams, and it'll run all the way down there. And then it'll just be like a nice little bolt through there and a bolt through there. And then some more framework. I'll put some more framework on the front of it. So I'll frame it around here, up there, across there, and then back down the side. And then I'll have some more framework joining these two posts together. And probably another one up here. It's like bumper guards. It's mainly for bumper guards if I bump up against something, and extra support. I might put another rod through. I don't think so. I think 2 rods through fiberglass is it's pretty tough now. Like you can knock it, it sort of feels like plastic, which is better than before. The main thing that I'm trying to do, the main 3 things that I'm looking at when I'm building this is to make it hard to sink, hard to fall apart, and what was the other one? So I just wanted to make it strong and hard to sink, and there was one more, I can't remember what the other one was, but those are the main 2 anyway. Hard to sink and hard to fall apart. That's why when I put it together, it's mainly going to be screws and bolts. If I had more time to finish it, I would maybe fiberglass it. I've been dreaming about building me a fiberglass cabin and fiberglassing the top, putting fiberglass over the timber. But I probably won't get it. Probably won't be able to do that. But I was having a good dream about it. How I'll design it so when the wind hits the side of the boat, the wind travels up into the sails. I didn't know if it would be worthwhile. I was going to put the cockpit right by the mast. So I have a flat board in front and then have a V shape behind. A V shape behind you. And then just an open air with a tarp over the top, like a canvas tarp or something, like a strong tarp over the top of you, joining the 2 cabins together. So you got a covered deck and you still got air that can flow through. And then I was planning to so I have have it. What I was just gonna do is put angles on it so it directs the wind into the sails. But I just didn't know how that thing works, where if you got the wind behind you, then it wouldn't really matter. But I think if you got too much drag and there's heaps of wind coming from behind you, it would matter to have the wind directed into the sails as much as you can, because you're not going as fast as the wind. So you're always going to have wind coming from behind you. So I'd have a V shape behind me, like that, like a V shaped cockpit, but with the open air, with a seat, and then have all the electrical stuff inside there, like all the controls. Make it like a control panel with the steering wheel. I think I was gonna go with like a different style steering wheel, just the arm steering wheel, one lever style steering wheel. And seeing as it's only gonna be left and right, I thought it might as well go with just the lever, the simple lever, going back, like, lever backwards and forwards, or in the middle to go straight. I don't really see why I need to put on a steering wheel. It don't only need to be a lever. This is the hardest part anyway, fiberglassing, and I was right, it would be the hardest part. The building it, once I put these posts on, the beams are just going to go straight in there, bolt it through, and then the trusses will sit on top of the beams, locking the two sides of the catamaran together, and then the ply will go on top of that, or actually the joiners will go in between the what do you call it, the trusses. So I got something to screw the ply to, and then the ply will go on top of that, and then the cabin will be screwed through the ply into the trusses and the beams. But I was even thinking about, instead of having my cabin straight, like angling them like that, so when the wind comes from the side, it pushes towards the sails again. I don't know if it'll work, but I was thinking I'll try it anyway, because I've got enough room to play with. There's heaps of room on the deck. Like it's six times almost 5 meters. That's 30 square meters. The cabins are only 2.4 by 1.2, so that's about that's just a little bit over 2.5 square meters. On both sides, so about 5 square meters. You still got 25 square meters left of room you could use. The cockpit will only be maybe the size of the desk that I'm sitting on. I thought it wouldn't really matter if I had a V-shape. I was going to go V-shape on the front, V-shape on the back, but I don't know if it would matter if I had a V-shape on the front, because mostly the wind will be coming from behind or from the front. The only time a V-shape on the front would matter is if the motors were, if I was using the motors. I wanted to try and get 2 motors, and I was thinking, because I can put the 2 motors in the middle, because there'll be 1.2 space in between the 2 polystyrens. So I was thinking I could put like a tilt, like a motor that can folds up into the inside underneath the hull of the boat, folds inwards, and then drops down in between the 2 polystyrenes into the water, and then it should come down like that far into the water, and then I can lift it out of the water again when I'm not using them. have two of them. I hope I get a job, because then I can get the extra batteries, one more solar panel, and there will be no issues with electricity at all. There wouldn't really be much issues anyway at the moment, because I got decent batteries. I got these ones. These are lithium ion. They're 100 amp. I got 12 volt. I wouldn't mind having three packs of these, but I would be happy with two, because that'll be enough to run everything and wouldn't run out of power. But if I had four of them, I'd be able to run the motor whenever I wanted to, leave all the power on, like wouldn't have to conserve power at all. But the two motors, if I had two of those 1800 watt motors, it would be perfect, I reckon. It'll move me along at least 20 kilometers an hour. And I'm pretty sure having it in the middle of the boat would be better. There's a lot of things I could add if I get extra money. If I went to work, hopefully I get a job. I went to work for like a few months or something, or as long as I can, and then finish the boat. I'll probably get proper gears to build the deck, because I wanted to build a fiberglass cabin. It'll be way nicer. It'll be more watertight. At the moment, it should be still watertight, but I wouldn't really be worried about getting submerged. If it's submerged, that it'd be hard to stay watertight. But if water comes over the top of it and splashes down, it shouldn't get wet inside the way I'm planning to do it. But with a fiberglass one, it wouldn't really have to worry about it. No water at all will get into your cabin, and it'll look nicer, and you can smooth out the edges so the wind travels along it better. I still wanted a roof to make it capture water, so it runs off the top onto the two cabins, and then into a spouting, and then runs down into a water tank. I was thinking I could probably mount the water tank underneath everything, the deck, if I did it right. Like just put a metal bracking underneath the deck. Just like 100 liters or something. That'll be plenty. And then I wouldn't have to worry about my that's the end of that video. Oh, that's my fat. I was playing with my. Have a look at this. Just practicing some cuts. Alright, that's the end of that video. I'll play my other one. My other one is skipping one. I'll do some. It looks pretty cool. I actually like watching my skipping ones, because I used to do heaps of skipping, and I always wondered what it would look like. I should have video recorded myself call this my no shirt, no shame bouncing fat skipping skills. This is day 3. This is my 3rd day into it. I think I did about just over 10 minutes. I had to stop a few times because I got puffed. But that used to happen before as well. But as long as you go past that bit where you feel tired, where you start getting puffed, you just keep pushing yourself past that first bit, and then you get a second wind. It's hard. Your muscles are sore and shit, but it feels like you're dancing when you're doing this. If anyone doesn't know how to do skip like this, what you need to do is you need to jump on one foot twice and then jump on the other foot twice, and you just keep doing that over and over again. Jump, 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 jump. Once you get used to that, it'll just come naturally to move. You can start doing all the moving around, but you gotta jump on one foot twice and then jump on the other foot twice, and you just keep doing that over and over again, and then eventually this other stuff just comes naturally. You can start doing whatever you want. You can do single hops. You can do raised legs. You can do high knees. But all you have to do is jump twice on each foot. Still looks like the moonwalk. I haven't seen anyone else do this one. I'll show you it. This is the normal one. This is mainly done by boxers. Boxers use this one. It's for cardio, less movement. I used to be able to skip for ages without stopping. I'm just gonna get back in the hang of it. I should have went down there before. It was hard to skip in this room. Yeah, that I'm pretty sure I made that up. I used to do that all the time. It felt cool. Yeah, that. It looks like a shuffle. I'm gone. 3 minutes and I'm puffed. It does look a bit like the shuffle, if you've ever seen those rave dances. Yeah, I'm puffed as here. I haven't felt my lungs like that for ages, but it goes away the more you do it. I'm not that far out of shape, like unfit. I mean, I'm out of shape, but I'm not that far unfit. Won't take me long to get back to where I was before. Your calf muscles get big as when you skip. You get big calf muscles. Like my calf muscles will get big from doing this because of the extra weight I got. I used to go for about 15 minutes, sometimes half an hour, depending on how I felt, but used to do like 15 minutes almost every day. I reckon I could get back to doing 15 minutes every day. It's not even that hard. I thought it'd be harder. It's actually better training down there because I can take my shirt off. Couldn't take your shirt off at the gym. It's hard to train when you're sweating inside a shirt, or I don't like it. Mainly because the heat builds up on your chest when you got a t-shirt on, and then goes up onto your face and makes you even hotter. That's why I don't like wearing a shirt while I'm training. I'm skipping like that because my calves are sore. It's good for your rhythm and timing, skipping. Should get my skills back, my skipping skills back by the time I finish skipping. I reckon in a month I'll be able to do 15 minutes without getting tired. I'll start adding push-ups back into the thing. They're the main things you need to do. Cardio, push-ups and chin-ups. They're like the main exercises. That's like a full body workout. Cardio, skipping. Skipping's good for your legs. Push-ups is good for most of your body, but mainly your chest and your thighs. Chin-ups is good for your back, your buys, and then the push-ups and the chin-ups, they work your abs as well and your back muscles, just to stabilize yourself and keep yourself straight. I think when you're doing push-ups, you mainly work your back muscles to stabilize, and then when you're doing chin-ups, you use your abs to stabilize. But you pretty much use all of the muscles when you're doing both of those exercises, but more of one depending on which exercise it is. So I think the chest, the stabilizer is the back muscles, and then for your back is the stabilizer. When you're doing chin-ups, the stabilizer is the front muscles. So your abs, and then the skipping is legs, and that's pretty much a full workout. One day you do chest, so you do push-ups, and then one day you heal your chest and you do chin-ups. And then every day you do skipping, and that's pretty much a full body workout. I was puffed there. I haven't been puffed like that for ages. Usually puffed like that after sprinting after doing like 3Ks or 5Ks and then sprinting at the end. Then I'm puffed and then it goes away again. Not that far away. Well, for me it seems not like I'm not that far away. I would have expected to be further than that. I'm gonna try to practice some more of my dance moves while I'm skipping. Tried to do crossovers, I couldn't do crossovers. I think because my guts was too big. I was gonna do some other ones, some other videos, probably somewhere else, outside. What the hell is that noise? I love showing off the pet now. I might tattoo my stomach, I might tattoo baby inside. Nah, actually nah. It's only gonna be the once. That was me, I was preparing for work, but that's the end of my videos. Might do another drawing. See, I want to make this into a that goes up to 1.5, so I'd have to duck down and go inside. But I was imagining last night, having fiberglassing this and putting a window on the inside and on the outside, but having a swinging TV, so I can swing the TV into the window, and then I can watch a movie from on my deck while I'm swinging in my hammock. And have all the speakers have waterproof speakers, or even just have them undercover. Well, everything will be undercover because there'll be a tarp over the top. If I can fiberglass it, I'll put it on an angle, like have it angled like that from there to there, and then have it angled going down the front too. I think I got a photo here. No. And then sleep lying on my hammock. Have the bloody, what do you call it, up the front there. Have the cockpit up the front. My two rudders, have the motors in the middle. I might do another drawing tomorrow so I can get a side view of it. Scale it properly too. I don't think I've scaled this properly, because this beam should be 4.8 and that should be 6. I will go 6 meters. It should be okay. It won't be exactly 600. It will come down 100, drop down 100, and the actual mainsail is not going to be that big anyway. I was going to bring the mainsail all the way back to the back of the boat, but I might just take it to the back of the cabins, and that way I can put the solar panels and build a thing for the solar panels. So I was going to go the 2 little solar panels on each one of these. Well, the one I got now, I'm going to cut them in half, separate them, one on here, one of the big ones in between the cabin, and another shelf at the back, like a timber one, and the same over here, and then I'll have an open space at the back so I can still cast a rod, have a couple of rods dragging behind at the back so I can catch fish. And that's it. I'm signing out. See you later.